Today on the table, we have a Taurus Model 856. So this is actually based off the Taurus Model 85. And Taurus, as a company, they make a cheap, low-cost revolver. They've been doing that for a very, very long time now. It's just a cheaper version of a Smith & Wesson. So what they do is they just use cheaper parts, I think cheaper manufacturing process. And that's why they are able to make and not have to worry about patents and things, but they're able to keep costs relatively low and still make a great revolver. Now you can customize them; it gets a little bit more expensive to make them closer to a Smith & Wesson, but again, because of the differences, it helps them keep costs relatively low. Now I actually just got this one today. I've noticed it on the channel. Every once in a while, if I'm mixing something a little bit more modern, it does get a little bit more views, and it's kind of fun just to throw something in like that. This I picked up today. It was, and again, because it's Taurus, they're not very expensive. So this I paid about $3.50 for it, and it's brand new. I still never shot it. I mean, just got it this afternoon. So this is based off of the Taurus Model 85. So the Taurus Model 85 revolver, they made those from 1980 to 2017. And then starting in 2018, they added the 6, so now they make the Model 856. And the difference is that on the Model 85, those were just 5-shot revolvers, and this is a 38 Special Plus P, and those were 2. But the old 85s, those were just a 5-shot. And the 856, which is probably why they added the 6 at the end, is because they added an additional shot to it. So you have an extra cylinder, so you can have 6 shots on that. So that is the difference between the 85 and the 80, or the 85 and the 856. Now they start making these in 2018, and then they still currently do. Now I don't know what year this is. I would imagine it's probably fairly recent. This is made by Taurus International, which is actually made in Brazil. So you can see that here. It says Taurus Armas right there. It's really easy to see on these. And this is a stainless steel revolver. And you can see here it actually says 38 Special right there on the bottom. And you can look at the rest of the markings. Just serial number in both places. They just have it on the barrel. They come in a 2 and a 3-inch barrel. This is a 2. It's actually really nice. It's all stainless steel. They do have a few other finishes on these. So you can actually get different grips as well. But for finishes, they do a blued one. They do the stainless steel like you see here. And then there's aluminum, and there's what they call their ultralight, I guess you could say. And that one is aluminum and titanium. And it does have a steel lockwork, obviously, but the main part of the frame is like an aluminum titanium combo, which makes it really light. This one, this weighs like 1.5 pounds. It feels really light. But the cool thing is, again, this shoots 38 Special Plus P, so you can put those extra powered rounds into something like this. And it was designed to be a carry pistol. It has the transfer bar. I don't know if you can see that in there. So with that transfer bar, as you can see that right below the pin in there, or the firing pin. So what that does is that it moves up out of the way so that, if you're just walking around carrying it like this, theoretically the hammer should have been then resting on the firing pin. And if there was a round in the chamber and you maybe bumped it really hard or dropped it, it could fire. But because the way that transfer bar moves, it's like a safety to prevent that from happening. So that's why you don't see a pin here at the end of the hammer, because you can see I'm trying to see if there's a better shot. You can kind of see the bar in there. You can see this little bar that's right there. So I showed that on one of my other revolvers from before. But that, just kind of a cool little feature. So yeah, this is the Taurus Model 856. The first Taurus I ever shot was probably like 15 years ago. And it's the one where you can shoot, I can't remember the small shotgun shells out of it, as well as rounds. I think it's like a 410 or something like that. But you could, and I might be fun to have one of those. One of my buddies had one like 15 years ago, and I was shooting at him with a range, and he shoots like a 2-foot fireball out of the end of it. It's hilarious. But, that was my first introduction to Taurus revolvers. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I was out today. I figured, let me go try one. And it's got just your basic sights on the top. But I actually really like it. I was quite impressed with. The grip is actually really comfortable, and it's just a cool little revolver. Let me know in the comments if you have one. I'm going to go shoot my regular 38 special out of it, rounds. I don't have any plus P, but let me know if you have one. Let me know if you shoot it, what your thoughts are. If you've done the modifications, like I've read before, that people do modifications to their 85s to make them a little bit nicer. I'd love to hear if you've done something like that, but again, just let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.